Hello, everybody. I was just waiting until the proper presentation title will appear on the screen. I would like to explain one more thing. I'm not Marina Solowieva, but I'm from Genius. Marina just couldn't come and asked me for a favor to do the presentation instead of her. Let me check how it works. Oh, thank you. So a few words about Genius. I don't know how many of you know already about our company. We're an online research agency dedicated to the Central and Eastern Europe markets, and lately we are spreading also to the Western Europe countries. We were established 10 years ago, and within these 10 years we opened the subsidiaries in 21 countries across the whole Central and Eastern Europe. Our focus is online marketing research. So we provide full scope of services, not only technological solutions from ad serving and web analytics, but also professional marketing analysis and data mining. We have about 300 professional employees across the whole Europe. And this is the list of the countries where we are present for you just to notice. So I will be talking today about measuring user engagement. User engagement is like really trendy word already for a few years. 2 years in Barcelona at the International Online Research Conference. It was like the main topic, how to measure the engagement, how to measure the buzz. But actually the problem is to define what is the engagement. So today, I will give you some short inputs about the internet market and show you, I would like to present you 360 degrees approach to the online research and to the communication and advertising. I will start from concept testing. We'll talk shortly about ad serving and audit. Also mention a few words about profiling of the audience. About the branding issues, and also merging branding awareness and branding studies with some behavioral analysis, so data mining examples. And few words about measuring videos and measuring the buzz. So few inputs. The first half of the year of 2009 was like breaking point on the internet advertising market. So for the first time we experienced that the internet ad spends exceeded the ad spends for the TV. And it happened in United Kingdom, in the Great Britain, where the internet ad spending share is 23%. Not bad, isn't it? Internet measurement is becoming very advanced and very powerful tool, joining together all possible measurements and approaches from site-centric, campaign-centric, but also video. CE markets are developing very fast. There are new opportunities coming. We have more and more broadband connection which enables actually to creative agencies to be even more creative. So we can have right now really heavy, fresh creatives, really heavy microsite, and can be like really interactive. And the direction of development of the internet is going more or less into in the interactive direction. So we have to engage the user, we have to interact with them, we have to build or be around the communities and social networks. So what it actually means, the engagement and the measuring of the engagement. Measuring of the engagement is to follow the user at every stage of your communication, and to provide the statistical feedback about the activities of the users and their behaviors from the very beginning of the creative testing until the post-buyers, post-action analysis. So we have to provide the full information about this particular user's profile, about who they are, what they are doing, what they are interested in, to adjust our communication and our brand to what they need. We have to have the insights about their attitudes, the opinions about the brands, and we have to know exactly what they are doing online and what information they are looking for and what are their needs. At the very end, we have to just evaluate their behavior. We have to check why they decided to go on with our brand, why they decided to purchase our good, or why they refused, and why they, for example, at the last moment, changed the site and buy something from our competition. So that looks the process from the very beginning, so from the concept through the communication, branding, until evaluation. At each stage, you have different tasks that are related to the stage, and that should be measured. So when you create the concept, you should test whether the concept is relevant, whether the creative is appealing to the users. If you create the website, you should check whether it is usable, whether the users are really eager to use it and they will use it to the extent you really want them to use the site. And you should use also web analytics for like a basic analysis, what people are doing, how they click, and so on. Then there is the communication stage. So you need to do a media planning. You need to decide what is your target, where you can find your target. You have to optimize the campaign serving to reach the highest of course, return on investment, but highest conversion rate, the highest reach within your target group. You have to also adjust your activities to this way that the campaign will appeal to the target group you wanted to have. So you should check whether the profile of the users that had contact with your campaign were those ones who you wanted to have. At the end, you should measure the effect on the site. So you have to analyze how the campaign impacted your site, because from the research we know that the users do not stop only on the landing page that campaign was linked to. Actually, if they are getting interested, if you've done your job and actually the campaign appeal to them, they want to search more, they need more information, and they start to browse the site. They do not look anymore about only shampoo, but for example, they look for more cosmetics the company is providing. And then, after the communication is set, you have to think about the branding. So you need to know what was the effect of the campaign, who did you reach, how your brand awareness increased, how your purchase intent increased, etc., etc. And at not the end, but very crucial in this branding part is usage and attitude studies, just to know how the users are relating to your products, what they think about it, and how do they use it. And then it's for you to evaluate whether you achieve your points, or maybe it's a good time to change the strategy because it appears that there is new target group you even didn't think about before that could be very good for your business. At the end is the evaluation of all the processes that were before. So you check who are the people. The socio-demographic profiling here is really crucial because I don't need to explain that cookies are not enough. The campaigns are targeted to the real people and so-called real users in our Gemius audience research. So these are the buyers, not just numbers and cookies that are connecting to the browser. So socio-demographic profiling of the campaign and actually at every stage of research is really crucial. And also behavioral segmentation. So you can analyze the opportunities and threats. You can analyze actually what group is the most attracted to your brand and actually what group is underrepresented. It gives you the opportunities to rethink and to adjust your strategies on the everyday business. And besides this, there are a lot of additional analysis that can be done, like conjoint analysis, segmentation I already mentioned, but really deep analysis that are like data mining sources connected with the data gathered at each of the stages of the communication process and launching the brand, the campaign, or the product. just to give you full and exact information about your clients and the users. And this information are just the sources and enable you to measure how the users, how your clients are engaged with the brand and with the product. So summing up, it's really crucial to research, to make the analysis, and I do not say it here, like to take a look and to order 10,100 of research studies and so on. I mean to take a look at the data, to make sure that you have enough data and you have the tool that help you to at least have some basics that will allow you to discover if something goes really wrong. Then you can go on more in-depth analysis to discover what is the real problem behind. The most important thing is to have a single source of the research, because then it's possible to do all these cross studies and all this data mined research. Because if you have different sources, like different source for web analytics, different source for measurement of the campaign, you are not able to get as much as you could having this data from one source. Sorry, what happened? Okay, thank you. So imagine the case study. We are launching a new product. We have the idea, target group, and pricing and so on. We selected already the agency, web developers. We developed the product site, really hot and trendy. We have some social networking included. And what we have to do now, we have to start the communication strategy. So don't waste your budget. Ask researchers to assess the effectiveness of your online activities. So test your microsite. Test your ads, serve the campaign, get the users to your site, profile them, track them, ask them, follow up them, check what they are doing, what the actions they have done. So starting from the very pre-test, you should go through the basic and ad serving data. At some stage, they are not enough, because you need to know what is the CTR. So how many users get kind of involved with the campaign. At this stage, then, it's still not enough, because the conversion rate, so to see how many users really visited the microsite, for example, or the landing page of the campaign. And then you analyze their action on the site. You analyze the influence of the campaign on your site. You check what is the audience profile, not only about the site, but also about the users who visited the campaign and who had the contact with the campaign. You go through the video communication, because now it's more advanced and now it's like really trendy. You check what was the buzz of the campaign. You check what happened on the blogs. You check how much your videos had spread around the network. So you have the impression about the total impact of the campaign, not only the direct things you have under your own control. And then you go to the branding test to see how the campaign impacted the brand. And you do the post-test to have the evaluation of the whole action. So starting with online copy tests. You set the target group and you check whether the creative is appealing to your target group. You should determine also which of the creatives, because usually there are more than one prepared for the campaign, are the most appealing, most clear, most attractive to your target group. Then you examine what creatives were most associated with the message you want to pass to the users. And investigate which creative is the most effective and is the most powerful and forces the users to make a purchase, for example, or subscribe for the newsletter or take part in the trial drive, for example, of Toyota. So that's a simple question from our branding study. So we ask, please mark to what extent you agree or disagree with the following statement concerning this advertisement. And here we have the results for 4 ads. So we can see that the ad number 1, so the dark blue, is noticeable, more attractive and drawing the attention. And you can see that, for example, ad number 4 is failing in all the aspects. So maybe it's not a good idea to use it for the campaign. It's better to set more frequency for the ad number 1 or the ad number 2, which seems to be clear to the users. Another question, what would you associate this advertisement with at first glance? So here we have some statements that we want to check that are related to our campaign and our activities. And we check what is the difference between different ads regarding to it. So we see that the most common associations were done with beauty and care products, and it was like exotic trip. So it's like related to the company that took place. That's why it's like so detailed. So what does CTR really mean? It's not enough to take a look. If you take a look at the data, these are the data from the Czech market, you can see that, for example, the highest CTR had interstitial, it was over 3%. But if you take a look at the conversion rate, it has only 51%, what is not enough. So what is interesting? Interesting is the effective CTR. So actually, how many of your users clicked on the campaign, then make the action, and then it's like this, that among of total users that had contact with your campaign, you do not analyze only the one that clicked, but also all that have contact with the campaign. And you analyze how effective was the campaign comparing to this total users. Because of course, it's nice to have high data and really very often media houses prefer to use the indicators that show that campaign was good, but at the end, for you, the money counts. So you're interested in how many impressions were done, and from these impressions and from the number of users you reached during the campaign, how many of them made the certain action, and that's this effective CTR. If we go deeper with direct campaign response, we see that first we start with number of impressions. Then we can analyze in depth with CTR. We have conversion rates. And then we have post-click analysis, which is really easy. But very interesting part is also post-click analysis. Many times it happens that users have the contact with the campaign. They do not click directly on it, but they remember that they've seen the campaign of the brand and they are checking what new happened. So you analyze the indirect effect of the campaign. If you join the data from the ad server and the web analytics, you can see also that not always the most clickable creative may bring the most impression, as I proved already on the previous slide. You can see also that the users that are visiting the landing page, so they are attracted mainly through the campaign, they are doing also other activities on your website. And here you have the results for the landing page of the campaign. And on the other side, you have the results for the total homepage of the Hyundai. And you can see that actually 80% of the users are the post-view campaign users. So if you analyze the campaign and your activity, what you need to do, just follow the same behavior. You have to check whether the users are following the same behavioral patterns as the regular visitors. you check whether they made the required action or not. You should analyze what the post visitors are doing, and if they do, what you want them to do. And also, you check how loyal are the users, and if the campaign impacted somehow the time spent on the website, for example, and if they are the core audience of the website. So here you have, for example, the results from the campaign of Hyundai, where you can see what was the percentage of the users with the highest numbers of visits, let's say. And then if you analyze post-click visitors, you can see that in this group, there is the highest percentage of the users with the highest number of visits, so 11 visits and more. While if you take a look at the regular visitors, it's like 10 times more, 10 times less. If you take a look at the time spent, the situation is similar. So the highest share of the users that spend the most time on the site is among post-click visitors. But still, do you know who are these people who had contact with the campaign? So let's say that we have the campaign for the automotive industry. The target group was set for 25-39, secondary and higher education, living in medium and small cities. We got already the results. We got the CTR rate of 1%, which is not bad, conversion rate 80%, impressive. And we just do post-campaign analysis. And what we see is that apparently, more males had the contact with the campaign, and more of them clicked. And who they are? They are men 45 and more, so not actually what we wanted to have. These are mainly farmer and non-workers, so also not the same group as we wanted. And we can notice that these are like newcomers to the internet. So maybe the high rates of the campaign were just a result of lacking of their knowledge about what was going on the internet, and they were becoming really interested in everything what was appearing. Here you have another results of the campaign, DAF campaign. So you can see here that, for example, and the groups that the most often clicked on the campaign were women aged 45, 54, village inhabitants, and people living alone. So this is more or less the target group that the campaign was supposed to achieve. With innovative on-fly possibility, you can check exactly at every time of the campaign whether you are reaching your target group. So you do not need to wait 2 weeks after the campaign is finished to know what is the audience of the campaign. You can track them now at every stage of the campaign. This tracking allows you to influence and change the things. You can change the creatives also during the campaign. And that is the most powerful asset of the internet, that you can react really fast and you can change the things even during the campaign. So the question is, if the clickability is not always the measure of the success, what are the other alternatives? So we have to think about the contextual advertising and contextual campaigns. So not always the clicks count, but also the environment where the campaign is appearing is important. There are a lot of branding campaigns appearing. They are very interactive, and they have rather look and remember purpose, not just click and buy. Also video ads that are not very often clickable yet. and viral marketing activities. So why branding campaigns matter in the engagement measurement? More and more companies are entering internet advertising industry, like FMCG and automotive, and they are stepping stronger, do not care about the crisis, and actually the crisis just foster them to invest more in the new media. Internet became more mass media. It used to be ambient, but now it can compete with TV, especially as the internet TV is coming. And it's also the main channel for advertising of internet projects like e-commerce or e-banking. You are probably wondering why this Tamagotchi-like creatures appeared on the slide. And this is an example from Russia. There was a microsite created for the restaurant where they ask users to play with these creatures, and their task was to feed them with the menu of the restaurant. It brought really nice effect. So if you analyze the spontaneous awareness and the branding effect, it can be done via questionnaires online, and you can measure how much your brand differs from the competition brands. You can check what is the equity of the brand and what are the stronger points, weaker points comparing to the competition. And a few words about merging branding and behavioral analysis. So as I said already at the very beginning, data mining and cross-media studies are becoming more and more popular. So very important for the e-commerce is user loyalty and how they can affect on the engagement of the users. And here is the campaign, the action also from Russia. It was done by Hewlett-Packard, and they created the game. The game was about whether you are a sysadmin. So during the game, you have to make the test whether you are the sysadmin or not. During the game, you had the possibility to interact and to know all the features of the company, of the new tool. And afterwards, the target group was getting the offers, some more information, some presentations. And the result of this campaign was a reach of 25% of the target group, 62% brand recall, 70% was sharing the game with the others. In total, this campaign, this action attracted 1,500 unique users, and the average contact time was 30 minutes, which is not bad. Why it worked? Because Hewlett-Packard precisely set the target group and adjusted the activities to the target group. They knew exactly who their people are, and they started to act in the way to know why they are buying and for how much they want to buy. So this kind of analysis are bringing new values and really additional value to the business. If we are talking about the video advertising, we have some pluses. It can be creative, even as much appealing as a TV ad, but the minus is that it can be the same annoying as the TV ad. In TV, 30-second spots are liked by 20% more people than 10-second spots. But actually, it doesn't work for the internet. In the internet, people like really short clips and creative one. And another hurdle is that broadband is not that much spread yet, and only 50% of Central and Eastern Europe or less have the access to the broadband. But still, the video advertising can be effective, and you can measure the effectiveness of these campaigns. You can measure how many sessions were done. You can measure how many completed views were done. Talking not only about the advertising, but also videos and also internet TV and online radios. You can get to know how many real users, so not cookies, but real users, people have watched the advertising. You know how much time they spend, and what's more important, you can measure the viral effect. So it's possible to know whether the video was embedded on the other sites, how actually performed these embedded videos, and where they were put. These are the things on which you do not have direct control. So it's important to know afterwards, because it helps you for the future and for the further strategies. Another example of the measuring of the buzz and how the buzz becomes essential are the social networks. So vKontakte.ru is like the third biggest website in Russia with nearly 19 million real users monthly. On the fourth place, vKontakte.ru, and the fifth place, sorry, I think it's a mistake, Moimir with 15 million users. They duplicate only in 50%. So the rest is unique, and you can get them. If you take a look on the other markets, you see that, for example, in Latvia, 1LT is generating more page views than all other sites on the market altogether. You can see that Draugiem in Latvia has more than 80% of all internet users in the network. And very interesting example is, for example, Rate in Estonia. And they had the campaign so the users could vote on the photos of each other, and the winner will appear on the packages of the ice creams. And what happened? They got the deal with the producer of ice creams, which had the flavor of energy drink. They put photos of the users that people voted for, and apparently within 1 year, within one season, they got the biggest share of ice cream market in Estonia. But about the viral campaigns, you have to be really careful. Sometimes it's going really well. Sometimes it brings not the effects that you probably do not wish for. And I would like to show you one campaign that is actually not longer online anymore. Sorry for this drastic scene. I'm a fan of cats, but I will never buy a sport cat. The point was that you need to observe the viral effects. So you can measure, and you should analyze what the users are talking about the brands. So if you place the videos, for example, you can search on YouTube whether the videos are appearing in the modified versions. Sometimes the companies are preparing such a trailers in purpose. So then you know, for example, how the campaign, maybe not the campaign, but how the video was attractive to the users. And then you can measure, for example, what was the impact of such a campaign on the brand. Because actually it's fun, for example, and they can think about 4K and at the brand that it's like really modern fun, and they are doing kind of guerrilla marketing, so it's like not boring as the old brands, let's say, that are doing like a standard campaigns. So summing up, you have to mount an effective measurement of user experience in new media. So that internet provides new tools, and it means that a lot of work is in front of us as the research online agency, but also at your side, because now there is the time of the integration, and different media are becoming integrated with each other, and cross-media are the future. So internet is not only the tool that you can reach and reach the audience through. So you should analyze also billboards, TV, radio, and print, and their impact of the online users. So pre-research, monitoring, post-analysis are highly advised, exactly in the same way as is done for like a traditional medias, for like TV or radio. So digital marketing is not a substitute for other media. It's just integral part that can build up your brand awareness and build up the interactivity of the users. But it doesn't mean that it's the cheapest. And no doubt it's like one of the best ever created tools. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah.
I was wondering, why is the Fortka ad no more online? Is it because it was not effective, or is it because it was a legal issue and it was taken off?
So I think rather that it was kind of a black PR, let's say, and the company didn't want to have it more online. Okay, so then thank you very much.
Thank you.